Good morning, everyone. I'm Jessica Blackbird. Welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you don't mind, leave a comment or an emoji in the comment section. Thank you. You guys, I'm going to start with something that is very distressing to me to see this happening to adolescents all over the world, but in this country it is exploding, where young women who are saying that they are trans men, so they're biologically girls, but they think that they are boys or young men. They're going in and removing their breasts. It is called top surgery. And this just seems absurd to me that a 13-year-old can have this done here in the United States. To me, that is still a child. So I'm going to start in the middle of this article because it is super long. And the first half talks about a specific young girl who was 15 years old and had the top surgery. But I'm going to go down to the middle and start reading because this is where I found it most disturbing and fascinating at the same time. So this is by the New York Times, and it is: more trans teens are choosing top surgery. And let's go down to the middle of the article. In the past decade, the number of people who identify as transgender has grown significantly, especially among young Americans. Around 700,000 people under 25 identified as transgender in 2020, according to the Williams Institute, a research center at the University of California, Los Angeles, nearly double the estimate in 2017. Gender clinics in West Europe, Canada, and the United States have reported that a majority of their adolescent patients were seeking to transition from female to male. So there are so many videos and articles out right now where they're saying that the young female outnumbers significantly the young male who is doing these medical transitions. Because breasts are highly visible, they can make transitioning difficult and cause intense distress for the teenagers, fueling demand for top surgeries. Small studies have shown that many transgender adolescents report significant discomfort related to their breasts, including difficulty showering, sleeping, and dating. As the population of these adolescents has grown, top surgery has been offered at younger ages. Another notable change: more non-binary teenagers are seeking top surgeries, said Dr. Angela Gepford, the medical director of the Gender Health Program and the Children's Minnesota Hospital, who is non-binary. So this doctor is non-binary. The program does not perform operations, but refers patients to independent surgeons. The adolescents may want flatter chests, but not other masculine features brought on by testosterone, like a deeper voice or facial hair. After many months of deliberations over its new guidelines, the World Professional Association for Transgender Health initially decided to endorse top surgeries for adolescents 15 and up, part of a suite of changes that would have made gender treatments available to children at younger ages. But the organization backtracked this month after some major medical groups it had hoped would support the new guidelines bristled at the new age minimums. According to Dr. Marcy Bowers, a gynecologic and reconstructive surgeon at the President and she's the president of WPATH, who is transgender. So I think this Dr. Marcy Bowers, well, she was a man, but she's transgender woman now and a surgeon. This is the same doctor. So Dr. Bowers is the same doctor who did the surgeries on Jazz Jennings. If you don't know who that is, Jazz was born a boy, and around age 3, I think, I'm trying to think if I'm correct, I think it was around age 3, he started to play with girl toys and wanted to wear, you know, little girls' clothing. And shortly thereafter, he was put on puberty blockers. And because he started puberty blockers at a very young age, maybe 5 or 6 years old, he skipped male puberty. And when it came time to construct a vajayjay, there was not enough tissue there on the PP to make the introitus, which is the part that goes in, you know, the canal part. I know it's kind of, you know, just go with me here, you guys. Use your imaginations. There was not enough tissue because he had a micro PP. And it may have been like the size of a pinky finger because he was allowed to skip puberty. And so that surgery ended up having to go through the colon. And I'm not going to go into all of that and the potential smell that was being told would happen. And you guys go read about it. It's crazy that little kids are allowed to go through missing puberty. I mean, it's just, I think that should be child abuse. And any child who is allowed to mutilate their bodies at 13 years old, do you think that this kid maybe in 2 years will be like, oh my gosh, I don't have breasts and I am a girl? I mean, how often do you think that happens? Now, if you're a grown woman or a grown man, 18 and older, like you have to be 18 for so many things in this country and in the world to be able to do, there should be a law that no one under the age of 18 should be allowed to make life-altering, life-changing decisions such as these. You guys, I had breast cancer, and that surgery, it still bothers me today. And I'm a grown woman. So think about a child at 13 that does this mutilation to their body and the regret that they will feel later. And granted, some of them won't regret it, but much more of them will. So I just think that this is horrible. And any parent that is going to sign for this to happen, any therapist, I mean, do you even give a damn about this child? And yes, so many people are going to come after me for my opinion, but it is only my opinion. So you form your own opinion and be respectful in the comments if you want to say something to me about my opinion. So let me get back to the article. We need a consensus, Dr. Bowers said. I just think we need more strength for our argument and a better political climate, frankly, in order to propose this at a younger age. Instead, the guidelines kept the previous recommendations published a decade ago, allowing surgeries for minors on a case-by-case basis. Because teenagers in most states must be 18 before they can provide medical consent, surgeons require parental consent and approval letters from mental health care providers. The 2 to 4 hour procedure costs anywhere from $9,000 to $17,000, depending on facility and anesthesia fees. The procedure is often not covered by insurance until patients turn 18. Okay, so parents are going into their savings and getting between $9,000 to $17,000 to mutilate their children. When, if the child still feels that they are in need of this surgery, the insurance will pay once they turn 18. This is ridiculous. All of it is ridiculous. If your kid thinks that they are transgender, do you think it would be a better idea to bring them to a psychologist or a psychiatrist and talk about their feelings and give them time to grow and understand, and and then once they're 18, if they still feel that way, then they're grown. They can make their own decisions. Man, this is just crazy. As demand has grown, Dr. Gallagher, the surgeon in Miami, has built a thriving top surgery specialty. The doctor frequently posts photos, FAQs, and memes on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, proudly flouting professional mores in favor of connecting with hundreds of thousands of followers. Her feeds often filled with photos tagged Nip Reveal Friday, highlighting patients whose bandages were just removed. On her office windowsill sits a framed nameplate with one of her best-known catchphrases on TikTok, "Yeet the teat," which is slang for removing breasts. Dr. Gallagher said she performed top surgeries on about 40 patients a month, and roughly 1 or 2 of them are under 18. Younger patients are usually at least 15, though she has operated on one 13-year-old and one 14-year-old, she said, both of whom had extreme distress about their chests. The surgeon said that most of her patients, teenagers and adults alike, found her on TikTok. Her online presence has drawn sharp criticism from right-wing media, as well as from some parents and doctors who say she uses the platform to market to children. She goes to the beat of her own drum, Dr. Bauer said. For a lot of us, that's troubling. Dr. Gallagher said she doubted she had the influence her critics ascribed to her. Most of the time, I'm just trying to deliver educational content, she said. So I wholeheartedly agree that her presence, and this is my opinion again, her presence on TikTok, to me, that is targeting children. So that goes back to one of the things that I always say, keep your kids off of social media. If you're going to allow them on YouTube, make sure that you have parental, like you can stop them from looking at certain things. And monitor. This is how, in my opinion, this crap is spreading, because kids are looking at this. And you guys, if you were seeing something day in and day out and it's trendy, some of us go out and spend money on purses and shoes and bags because it's trendy. Little kids may see this as trendy, and it's being pounded into their little heads every day on social media. So keep your kids off of social media, especially TikTok. There's a lot of stupid crap on there. Watch what they're doing. Watch their behaviors. Watch the kids that they're hanging out with, because this is outrageous, and it is, in my opinion, infecting kids' minds. This should be outlawed. It pisses me off that some parents sign on the dotted line to mutilate their kids. What are your thoughts about this? I think it's bull crap. BS, and it should stop. Once you're 18, you can make your own decisions about mutilating your body. But kids should not have that option. And you guys, go and read about Jazz Jennings and the issues that she's transgender woman now. The issues that arose because of the missed puberty. And it's happening to so many other kids because they're taking these puberty blockers. And once they go for their bottom surgery, it cannot be done because there's not enough tissue there. And if they decide, oh, well, I don't want bottom surgery, you know, at 16 or 17, I think they're able to get bottom surgery. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But I think it's before 18. What if they decide, well, I don't want to have bottom surgery? Well, there's not anything there to have sexual pleasure. There's not enough. There's a micro pee-pee down there. So what are you going to do with that? They're messing these kids up. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section. If you disagree, please disagree. And do it respectfully. If you agree, let me know. I'll see you in the comments.